What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, August 18th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Apologies for starting a few minutes late. It's my daughter's 4th birthday today. Things were pretty wild in this apartment this morning, and really, really enjoyable, and hard for me to wipe the smile off my face. It's a pretty fun thing to celebrate. So I'm feeling very good. I didn't have a great night last night, but up 0.80 units, 3-2, which most importantly broke my streak of bad Tuesdays. I had 2 straight Loshak in the bags that were not just bad, were atrocious. So I had to get over that. I had to get back to winning ways. I had to feel confident. And then I took 8 fucking shots. 8 shots on this card. And what I told myself before going to this week was that if you have statistics that lead you in a direction and the market is leading to you in the other direction, you got to trust yourself now. You got to trust yourself. Got to. So the first game at 12:35, I trusted what I believe the stats are telling me and not what the market is doing. I'm looking at my action now. I got 3+ lines on first fives. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is I'm so thankful that I get to study sports all day, all night, and work with you guys. I'm just very, very, very thankful. Shout out to everybody joining us. We've got Sammy Comer in the house. Real Deal Prime. Ick Schnizzle. Professor Chris. Ick Schnizzle says, going back to the Rays team total over 5. They've scored at least 5 runs versus the O's this season. 12 out of 14 games now. Let's cash it again. I'm certainly not against that move at all. I can't wait to break down all the games. I have not moved on that spot. There's our guy, Fat Win in the house. Merwillumba. Race 6-8 at Meckham. Okay, Merwillumba is the track. Sorry. Race 68, Meckham at odds. Jeez. Ooh-wee, 25-1 here for Fat. 25-1. Fat Win, giving us a bomber in Australia. Gonna pop that into the notes right here. Thank you for sharing your hard work with us. Fat. There's Brian Watson ready to get to work. Yenny Toon in the house. Padres first 5 under 8. Look, I'm fading Arrieta. Are you seriously going to give me a plus 130 to fade Arrieta? Come on. I mean, yeah, Chichi's on the mound, but Chichi has a job. Viper NB ready to get to work. There's Matty Ice in the house. Larry Gar, J-Dub, Razor, Sharp picks. Nice Gambler's first glance winner yesterday. Not surprised. No Kel Surprise over here. Series business in the house. I love seeing series business rocking with us. That means we got to get to work. Michael Irvin said I got killed yesterday. I hate seeing that. Michael Irvelino, let's get you a bounce back day here. I'll go over my action from yesterday in a second. There's Nasty Nate in the house, and spreadsheet play today is in. I repeat, the spreadsheet play of the day is in. 11-5 on the show, and it is San Francisco Giants at minus 140. Exciting. I love that he's not going with the market in the fact that sweeping's hard and all that shit. I love that look, and very interesting to see what Nutflush Allen says. I says, don't care what anyone says. Brewers team total over was the right side. 14. Oh, you know what, Nutflush? I was talking with TJ, and TJ's play of the day. Rockies first 5. I was on that as well. Rockies first 5. He's now the TJ play of the day is now 10-1 here on the show. So people paying attention, man. People paying attention. And look, I said, God, I wish that went down to 3, right? I was going to take the first 5 over 3. And loaded bases first inning, load base runners nonstop. I would feel the exact same way if I had moved on that first 5 over, which I did not. All right, we got to get to work here. I can't wait to get to work with you guys. Brooklyn Funk Project in the house. My guy Pete, great to see you. Von Polo coming to us live from Charm City. Says Orioles suck, but I love the way they help me print money. I love that. Coco Bongo, Christopher Comatini, Puzzler, and Von Polo. NFL videos coming out here at starting at the end of the week. and we'll talk about it. I know you really want to talk NFL. Don't worry. It's not going to be left behind. Not going to be left behind. Ron Kravitz says, why is it when Pete's on my spreadsheet, lose on 19 bomb? Yeah, not fair. Not fair. Jose Martinez ready to go. Okay. Thank you for the birthday wishes to Ella. It's a really fun morning. It's a really fun morning, man. Fourth birthday. We let her open up one gift. We balloons in the apartment and happy birthday signs, and it's these are the things in life that you get to cherish, as is getting to work with you guys here every day. Thank you for the very kind words, Teron. All right, we got to get to work right now. Slatsy says, back from 5-day chill out. Happy birthday, Ella. Treading lightly with Jays over 9 NFL right around the corner. There's Kyle Hintley and back in action. Great to see you, Kyle. Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast ready to go. Birdie, thank you for your support. By the way, Birdie is just he's a hell of a capper, but his NFL is very, very strong, and I can't wait to work with him all year long. Jeff Joseph says, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. I can't make Saturday race day, have a wedding. Okay, that sucks. But are you still going to cap it? Because I'd still like to do that night before phone call. And Razor's saying wife is due January 28th, 2022. That's sweet. That's so sweet. All right. Let's get to work. Lance LaRose, Isaiah Bolton, thank you for the kind words. And Nick Schnizzle says it was his son's second birthday on Monday. I love that stuff. I love the young families, part of the low bag family. I love it, right? It's a cycle of life. And will never cease to give us hope for the future, even if the future is horrifying. Okay, let's get to work right now. Yesterday, coming off a 3 and 2 day plus 0.80 units. Blue Jays for minus 1.5. What's atrocious? And the market told us that. But it was one of those tricky spots where I thought you had to bet early on the favorite. Get your money on the favorite because there's going to be a huge market move on them. And then when the market move came back, I was scared. And if my unit size was higher, I would have bought back a little bit. But $150, go down with the ship. Giants minus 1 was a push. God, it was fun watching that game. The Giants are a fun team to watch, and Pete Alonso's 2-run home run made that a push. New York Mets, San Francisco under 8, easy, comfortable casher. Marlins first 5 plus 105, a push. Huascar, pitched very, very well, but Alcantara, as we expected, pitched excellent. Mariners first 5 minus a half, cashed in the top of the 5th, so fortunate there. Rockies first 5, easy, comfortable casher, and then game 1, Boston, New York, first 5 under 5. Was a loser. It was a wildly crazy day. So this is just the second day we've had ever where our plays of the days that we're highlighting, and we're going to keep highlighting our low baggers plays of the day. And look, when your play of the day starts catching fire and people start paying attention, we'll make graphics and we will highlight them because it's important for us to give you guys a voice, and it's just fun. It's fun, and it's fun when I start tracking the plays, even though only for Jose do I do all of the ROI, average line, and all that stuff. But Taint, Rusty Kuntz, Ron Crawford spreadsheet, and the Say Hey did not cash. All 4 of them lost yesterday, and that's only the second time that's ever happened. I do believe it's a great bounce-back opportunity, and, of course, the TJ play of the day is now 10-1. 10-1. All right. Matty Ice says Taint play today. LA Dodgers, Detroit, full game under 8.5. Also love Red Sox, full game money line minus 105. I'm rolling with that as well. I love that. Taint play of the day, I love a lot. And I moved on the Tigers full game. I'm going up against Shohei Ohtani, and I'm not getting a huge number to do it. And I thought, I don't know. We'll break that game down when it comes in. But the Taint play of the day is in. I'm going to copy and paste that right over the Angels-Tigers game. By the way, I'm drooling over watching the Angels-Tigers game. And you don't usually say that when you have two teams that are under 500. But I am absolutely drooling over the opportunity to watch this game. Okay, so Taint play of the day is in. Shout out to our man, Matty Ice, always sharing his hard work with us. Taint is in. And Jose is coming off a loss, and the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. And I hope that if he doesn't get to the black, he just keeps the mustache. That's what I hope. That's what we all hope, I think, except for his family and his girlfriend and everybody that looks into his face. But I hope that he keeps the mustache. It's okay if he doesn't get to black. Just keep your mustache. Simple. But we're going to have to discuss that. And he's starting to panic. Is he starting to buckle under the pressure? That's for us to decide. He's taking 2 games today to try and get to the black. There's Dommy Gun Ricci in the house. All right, let's get to work right now. And I attack this first game. Look, I don't care. Okay, fuck it. I shouldn't say that. I care. Look, I care that this game went from 10 to 9.5. I shouldn't say I don't care. I care very much. I care very much. The Reds open up at minus 350. They're now at minus 282. A 68-cent move towards Adrian Sampson and the Chicago Cubs. Look, I care about that as well. I'm still working on the plate, Jeff. I'm still working on the plate right now because we're going live all day Saturday, and I focused my attention there right now. But I promised Mike Richards that I'll have a pick for Friday, so I will have one soon. Dommy Gun, I will talk to you here about Vegas. I'll let you guys all know about our big trip to Vegas. COVID has reared its ugly head, and there are some concerns. And that's why we're holding off right now, which I know sucks when people are making plans around this. But the last thing we want to do is have 25% occupancy in the sports books. The last thing we want to do is have people not or be nervous about traveling. What we want to do is party together and have, enormous amounts of good times with no concerns about anything. So there is some issues. Okay, let's get to work. We start at 12:35 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Cubs 53 and 69, 22 and 41 on the road at Cincinnati Reds 65 and 56, 32 and 28 at home. We're at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. 82 Fahrenheit, humid, mostly cloudy, 5 miles per hour. Out to right, Adrian Sampson. So the reason why the Cubs brought up Adrian Sampson is he's the only pitcher in their minor leagues in AAA or AA who's still there, who's throwing 7 innings in a start this year. In 2020, he was in the KBO, Lottie or Lot. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't cap KBO. I know that Mr. Gokster dominates it, but I don't cap it. He went 9 and 12, 5.40 ERA, 1.56 WHIP, 130 innings, 87 Ks, 36 walks. So in the KBO, he had a 5.40 ERA and a 1.56 WHIP. All right. And Von Polo will be in Vegas September 1st. Wow. So will Tuate Latte. Von Polo says, "Do you like my idea?" Sorry, I missed it. I'm going to start the Von Polo MMA play of the day. We'll drop it on Fridays or do it via. Okay, I love it. Oh, I absolutely love it, man. I love it. There's Guillermo Zertucci in the house. Kevin Riley, Robert Allen. Yenny Tune says Reds will smash today. So, look, Adrian Sampson was bad in the KBO. In AAA Iowa this year, 4 and 5, 4.96 ERA, 1.53 WHIP, 61 Ks and 81 2/3 with 33 walks. And the Reds are hitting 275, 872 OPS versus righties. So, look, I get why there's a 68-cent move towards the Cubs. Probably no team in baseball should be a minus 350. So I don't need to bet the Reds here. I don't need to. But and the Reds team total over Johnny K's on. Look, I get that as well. And I could have bet it over 5.5 at minus 125. And now it's at minus 135 over 5.5. And I thought that the full game over 9.5 at minus 115 was better bang for my buck because as Gas Station Sushi mentioned about Tyler Mahle, who's 10 and 3, 3.58 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, 130 and 2/3, 155 Ks, 45 walks, 18 home runs. He's predictable. In his last start, he went 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks, 6-1 win at the Phillies. He was spectacular. On the road, he's 7 and 1 with a 1.86 ERA and a 186 opponent's batting average. Something happens to him at home. 3 and 2, 5.74 ERA, 266 opponent's batting average. Larry Gar says Mahle's 4-0 versus the Cubs this year, gave up 1 earned run last 16 innings. This is Monday all over again. Oh no, John Garcia got COVID. Oh, John Garcia. Let's stop everything for our man, low bagger Johnny Garcia. John, rest up. Everybody send John Garcia the most love and energy. positive healing energy that we can to our John Garcia. Let him know that we're thinking about him and care about him. And John, God, it's scary. It's scary. So just rest up, and get better. And please keep us updated. And we love you, man. We love you. You're part of our fam. So please keep us updated. The Cubs are hitting 241, 676 OPS versus righties. I know they're not hitting them. The Cubs bullpen's terrible. Reds bullpen 4.92 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. We'll go to the baseball data, and I legitimately thought that part of the reason for this 10 going down to 9.5 was for the early start, the 12:35 start. People love betting unders in these early games. And then you look at Molly, they're hitting 132 with a 488 OPS against Molly, but something happens to him at home. Puzzler said Molly had a couple of bad starts at home that blew up his stats. Yeah. But even his, let's go to his game log right now, very quickly. We'll go over to his full season game log. Beats in the house. Reds -2.5. Reds -3.5. Wow. For Beats. So let's go to Molly here. And we're going to go to complete game log. So in his last 2 home starts, 10 and a third, he allowed 7 earned runs. At home against the Cubs, he walked 4 batters and allowed a solo shot and 5 hits. So 2 runs, 1 earned in 5 innings. Against the Braves, 4 home starts ago, 4 earned runs, 2 homers. Against Colorado at home, a team that doesn't hit righties, 4 earned runs. You know what? Yeah, and that 19-4 loss to the Giants at home hurt him. So, Jeff Joseph, okay, please stay in touch with us because we want nothing more than to book this thing. So, if I know that Molly is vulnerable at home, that something gets in his head at home, in Great American Ballpark, when it's hot and it's humid, it's 5 miles per hour to right. And I think Adrian Sampson is going to get touched. And the Reds bullpen is bad. And the Cubs bullpen, 7 ERA, 1.62 WHIP over the last 30 days. So what happens if the Reds get up big? Their worst bullpen pieces come out. This is the first time I've not. Now, look, I could lose this bet easily. But where I've not been scared to go against the market move, and that's what I did. TJ says he pitches entirely different home. He's fearless on the road, but that small field makes him aim. Over here is a play. Donald still says last time he didn't give out a bomb at home was May 20th. Rodney Barton says Sampson for the Cubs hasn't won a game since September 2019. He's on the Reds run line. Robert Allen says I don't think you can really consider home or away stats for Molly in this game. I don't know why that would be, Robert. He says, let's face it, he's going to shut the Cubs' offense down today, and Red's going to hammer Sampson today. That's possible. Let's say it's 7-1 going into the 6th, or 6-1 going into the 6th. I think I'm going to hit the over. Neither team, if it's a lopsided score, neither team's going to play their best bullpen pieces. Roman says, Reds absolutely going to terrorize the Cubs. Why not just take the Reds -2.5? I don't want to do that. So, Dom Ricci, at my book, I could have got the Reds team total over 5.5 at -125. Then it went up to -135. And I took the over 9.5 at -115 instead. Let's take a look at where the money lies and see if that helps us at all. Here we go. For this game, we have 7,073 tickets in. I love it. 88% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the Reds. 59% of tickets on the over and just 7% of cash on the over. So some huge bets made on the under. Look, that scares me. What am I going to say? It scares me. But I'm moving on. All right, so I'm on my first action of the day. Chicago, Cincinnati, over 9.5, and we move on. Jacksonville Zoe in the house. Thank you. Old school Angels hat. Thank you, Jacksonville Zoe. And Brooklyn Funk Project's on the Cubs team total under. part of the reason why I'm on the over is Molly's terrible numbers at home. All right, so let's get back to work and move on. 1:10 p.m. Eastern is next up for us. The Cleveland Guardians, 58-60, 29-33 on the road at Minnesota Twins, 53-67, 29-33 at home at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 85 Fahrenheit clear, 9 miles per hour sideways across the diamond. Zach Plesac going up against Lewis Thorpe. And this was another spot where I wanted to go up against this market move towards the over. First off, Plesac opens up at minus 105. He's now minus 107. Just a 2-cent move towards the Indians. And this total's gone from 10 to 9.5. My first instinct. Dommy Gunn, I'm exactly with you. Dommy Gunn says, I've never taken a team total over 5.5. I have before, but it makes me very uncomfortable. And I don't like taking over 6.5s in hockey. So I get it. There's Trey Doug ready to get to work. And Ken Mindrahi says, hammer the over on the Reds game. Ken, in all honesty, seeing 93% of cash on the under scares me. And if this was 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have bet this game. But I've been too pensive over the last little while, and I have to start trusting the capping. I have to. Look at where we are in the year. We're 251 and 218, 53.5% plus 6.15 units, ROI plus 1.31%, average line minus 111. Let's stop pussyfooting around like a little bitch and attack. All right. Zach Plesac, 7-4, 4.64 ERA, 1.11 whip, 97 innings, 67 Ks, 19 walks, 18 home runs. Last start was very good. So that last start gave me pause. 7 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 0 walks, 9 Ks, and 7-4 win at the Tigers. And then we go to his home road split. So at home, 2-1, 4.41 ERA, 227 opponent's batting average. I don't add in the home and road splits if I don't feel they're necessary or they're worth talking about. But this was marginal. On the road, he's 5-3, but with a 4.89 ERA, 250 opponent's batting average. So he's worse on the road. Going up against Lewis Thorpe, 0-2, 3.86 ERA, 1.21 whip, just 14 innings under his belt. In those 14 innings, just 5 Ks with 4 walks, but he only allowed 1 home run. His last start was at the Angels in the 7-inning doubleheader, and he was okay. 4 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 homer, 2 walks, 0 Ks. TJ says Twins last 30, number 4 in WRC versus righties. WRC plus versus righties. Wow, okay. Says, please add good numbers against Mini. I could not find a bettable angle here. Huh. So the Twins, just like TJ's saying, are smashing righties. 256, 792 OPS over the last 30 days. Let's take a look at the baseball data here. Plesac, 196 with a 629 OPS against these Twins. They're 10 for 51. Lewis Thorpe, 3 for 10. So a very small sample size there. Very small sample size there. All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. Jeff T says, took Cleveland last night at plus 150, would go on there again, but price is not as enticing. Mike M says, like the Guardians here, Plesac is a guy that has gone deep. Thorpe has some tape on him, but his umpire has a huge home strike zone. He's 14 for 7 against the first. 14 and 7 for the home team. So it's not just the Twins smashing righties. It's the Guardians hitting lefties. 269, 772 OPS. The Guardians bullpen, 4.73 ERA, 1.40 whip last 30 days. Twins bullpen's be much better. 4.13 ERA, 1.22 whip. So we have the Twins weighted runs created versus righties, smashing righties. The Guardians smashing lefties. And this total goes from 10 to 9.5 because Plesac is coming off a nice start at the Tigers, which is legitimate. Rodney Barton says, I want to take the Twins game over, but I've been thinking twice since the last 2 have gone under. Well, don't let that, Rodney, come on. Let's not let what happened yesterday or the day before. Really, let's take each game as an individual entity. So let's move over to the cash here. And we have 2,610 tickets in. 70% of the tickets on the Indians, 82% of the cash on the Indians, 46% of the tickets on the under, and 82% of cash on the under. Okay. Crystal Warren got it at 9 last night. Really? Wow. At 9, let me just see what if. So Pinnacle opened it at 10. Wow. See, bet online 9.5. That's a score, Crystal. That's a huge score. I don't know. I don't see any spot opening it at 10. I would like. Robert Allen says, I think the 5 is kind of a high number for the first 5 innings of this game. I might go with that in this game, and it's plus 100. On DraftKings, great job. Matt W says, are the Cubs to move today? Look, I get why minus 350 is ridiculous. But a 68-cent move to the Cubs, I do not trust. I'm on the over. Okay, so with all Donald still says no reason to like Thorpe here and avoid the Cleveland Pen. Guardians first 5. I think that this over is in play, but do I want to sit here going against these big market moves? God, I think the over is in play. But the Twins bullpen has been much improved over the last 30 days. Do I want to sit here on the early games going against the market moves? There is my guy, Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. TJ said check out the lineups. Okay, why don't we do that? Thank you, TJ. Let's move over to the lineups right now. All right, we move over to the lineups. And we have for the Indians, Straw, Rosario, Ramirez, Reyes, Mercado, Miller, Chang, Hedges, Clement. For the Twins, Kepler, Rooker, Polanco, Donaldson, Arraez, Sano, Gordon, Jeffers, Simmons. Yes. Check the lineups and move on. Okay. So I'll leave. We move on. We move on to 310. Oh wait, do we go over the cash? Sorry, the cash here for this spot. We have 2,799 tickets in. Oh, I did that already, right? 72% of tickets, 82% of cash on the Indians, 55% of tickets on the over, just 18% cash on the over. All right, let's move on to 3:10 p.m. Eastern. And Von Polo, I used to use Uber when I was there all the time, but I know that that's changed. Uber's become much more expensive with COVID, so I'm not sure. And CT Base is going to take the under. Okay. All right, that's cool. I'm off that game. And thank you, TJ, for saying check out the lineups. That helps. All right, let's get to work on the next spot, 3:10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Ken Mizrahi says should be a shuttle bus there. I don't think there's no point taking the shuttle bus if there's 2 of you. You know, because you're gonna have to pay 2 tickets for the shuttle bus. So don't do that. The taxis are cheap. Uber's the cheapest and then I say, just okay. I'll edit myself. But I was gonna say, take a limo and get the party started immediately. Padres 67 and 55, 27 and 31 on the road. Colorado Rockies 54 and 66, 40 and 21 at home. Coors Field in Denver, Colorado, 92 Fahrenheit clear, 5 miles per hour sideways in. Are you really going to let me fade Arrieta with plus 130? That's nuts to me. Absolutely nuts. At this point, I will take any major league pitcher in the league, except for Adrian Sampson, maybe. Any pitcher who's pitched this year in the league who has over 10 innings. Anyone. Bill the Spaceman Lee, at 74 years of age, just threw 4 1/3 over in New Brunswick in the Seniors League here in Canada. I would take 74-year-old Bill the Spaceman Lee on acid with his dick out. against Jake Arrieta right now. Arrieta 5-11, 6.88 ERA, 1.76 WHIP, 86 in the third, 74 Ks, 39 walks, 21 home runs in his last start. And Real Deal Prime says New Brunswick, nice, man. New Brunswick's beautiful. I love New Brunswick. Lots of fun times touring in comedy through New Brunswick. 4 innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs in his last start, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 10-0 loss at home versus the Brewers. Last start, he looked awful. He's got the worst numbers of any pitcher in the league. Chichi Gonzalez, 3-6, 6.06 ERA, 1.46 WHIP, 90 and 2/3, 53 Ks, 24 walks, 16 home runs. His last start was not very good, but it was at Chavez Ravine, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 homer, 1 walk. Padres versus righties, 244, 741 OPS versus righties. So look at this. So, okay, we have the worst pitcher in the league on the mound. So maybe he shows character. You know, maybe he digs deep and he's okay. Look, that's a possibility. But if you were going to tell me the Padres are playing the righties, or playing the Rockies, and they're going up against righties, who hits them better? It's the Rockies. 265, 798 OPS. Bullpen, Padres bullpen is starting to get hit. 3.59 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. Rockies bullpen has been bad all year. 4.76 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. And Mr. Haskins says the first half of the Cubs game just moved to 4.5. So obviously they're expecting a. Oh, where? I don't have that. I have 5. I still have 5.5s here. So I have the under 5 at plus money. But I'd love to know where, Mr. Haskins said. Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's go over to the baseball data here. Arrieta, 283, 945 OPS against them with these Rockies hitters. And then Chichi, 203, 708 OPS against them. I mean, am I crazy here? Look at Birdie. Look at Birdie. Yeah. I love New Brunswick. I love the Maritimes. Little Pick says maybe a Tatis prop. He owns Chichi, 2 homers off him in 2 games. There's Tata Booker in the house. Great to see you, Tata. Wow. And relaxing the mind with Mr. Haskins on FanDuel. Wow, that's wild. Coco Bongo, San Diego, Colorado. I'm taking no runs first inning at plus 185. It's risky with Noodle Arm on the mound, but I like the price. There's Trot Wham in the house, our NBA expert. So with all that being said, how am I supposed to sit here and believe in Arrieta? 4,035 tickets in. 63% of the tickets, 60% of the cash on the Padres, 57% of the tickets, and 96% of the cash on the under. Again, we don't know at what point they made those moves. Let's go back to this here. First 5. Let's go back to this full game and just take a look at the market move once more. So the market move once more here in this game. Padres open up at minus 127. They're now minus 141. A 14-cent move towards them, and this total's gone from 13.5 to 14. Viper says, I think 20 runs in this game. CT Base says, Padres feeling the pressure from the Reds because they're going to lose this again. Tony Base loving the over. TJ says, Arrieta, 50% of fly balls are home runs. Mind blowing, this guy has a job. Ken Mizrahi giving us a 17-5 Rockies win. And Eric Jones says, San Diego's going to win. Y'all be careful. Rockies, first 5 for me at plus 130. Are you really going to give me a plus 130? Now, look, we could be sitting here at 7 o'clock and be like, well, that was just way off there. Chichi's terrible. And look, Arrieta has character. Sure. But implied probability with the Rockies at home against Arrieta, a 43.48%? Come on. I'm going to bet it. And I did. So Rockies, first 5 plus 130. Tyler Duda says I bet it too. And Bill McDonald says Rockies, first 5 plus a half. Now, Bill, one thing that this is being taught to me from the great baseball cappers that we've gone with. In a game where we have expected volatility, we don't take plus halves. In games where we don't, in games where we expect an under and we expect a low-scoring game, plus half is very valuable. That's something that's been taught to me and that I've utilized and I agree with. And you guys also know for me, that one of my rules in all sports is I never, ever turn a dog into a favorite. But I can, I hope that half does work out for you. So for me, I'm just taking them plus 130. I love that plus money spot here. All right. So we move on now to 3:45 p.m. Eastern. New York Mets, 59-6. Robin said Chi-Chi isn't that good of a pitcher either, Jim. No, he's not. No, he's not. But he's better than Jake Arrieta. New York Mets, 59-60, 23-37 on the road. The San Francisco Giants, 78-42, 41-18 at home. Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. 67 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour, out to left center. Brady says, I like the look of plus 130 on the Rockies. Looking to sweep, folks will be betting Padres just off that angle. Line is set to project against the sweep. Take the plus 130 right or wrong. It's the right bet. Mizrahi asking, Ken Mizrahi asking about the wind as a factor. The wind doesn't play as big of a factor in Colorado. I mean, you always, if you want offense, you want it blowing out, but it's the thin air. It's hot, humid. The ball's going to be a flying. Okay, 3:45 p.m. Eastern, and man, did I have fun watching that Mets-Giants game last night. Wow. Mets 59-60, 23-37 on the road. Giants 78-42, 41-18 at home. Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. 67 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour, out to left center. Tyler Megal. 1-2, 3.42 ERA, 1.16 whip, 15 innings, 54 Ks, 13 walks, 7 home runs. So I wanted this first 5 over. I was even interested in the full game over, but I wanted this first 5 over. And it went up to 5. And I thought, I've missed it. Then it went back down to 4.5, and I bet it. First 5 over 4.5 at minus 115. Tyler Megal, 2 things could be happening to him. So his last start was good. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. 1 walk, 6 K, 6.5 extra inning loss at home versus the Dodgers. But at home, he's been really good all year. 1-0, 2.45 ERA, 206 opponent's batting average. It's on the road where he's looked susceptible, like a lot of young pitchers do. 0-2, 4.79 ERA, 274 opponent's batting average. Anthony DeSclafani, same shit, but different. His splits, he's much better on the road. At home, at Oracle Park, 4.15 ERA, 245 opponents batting average. Now he's still 6-2. On the road, 5-3, 2.80 ERA and 204 opponents batting average. His last start was at home versus the Rockies, and he pitched pretty well. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, bent but didn't break. Mets aren't hitting righties. I get it. 241, 705 OPS. The Giants are hitting righties. The Giants are doing everything right. The Giants are winning baseball games nonstop. The Giants have a ton of confidence. I don't know why that park isn't packed. Giants, first righties, last 30 days, 257, 807 OPS. Dutchy says, mask these motherfuckers, but we wide open, though. Dutchy, we're going to be asking a lot of questions directly to you over the next week and a half. We're going to, hit all our Vegas guys up because we want to go. Domri Gun Regis says, Mets first 5 under being hot for weeks. It has been. Viper says, Toad's gone under in 5 of New York's last 6 games on the road. I agree. Both bullpens are pitching very well, especially Giants bullpen. Last 30 days, 2.82 ERA, 0.93 whip. Mets bullpen, last 30 days, 3.60 ERA, 1.28 whip. Let's go to baseball data. Yes, the Giants haven't seen Tyler Megal. Against DeSclafani, he has the Mets number. They're just 6 for 39 against him with 2 doubles. He has their number. Okay. Then we go to the market. Here we go. Let's get back over to the market. And here we go. Let's go do spreads and totals. Come on, speed up here. Got too many things open. Let's see if I can do that here. Okay. Oh, here we go. There we go. And spreads and totals. Okay, so here is the situation market-wise. And I told you that the total went from 8.5 to 9. It's back to 8.5. So I can't wait to see where the money is. So at Pinnacle, opens at 8.5, 525 yesterday. It goes to 9 at 9:30 this morning. And it only lasts there for 22 minutes before it's back to 8.5. And that 8.5 over is getting bet again. It got up to minus 118. It's now minus 117. The Mets. Let's go with Giants. Giants open up at minus 171. Oh, shoot. Sorry, that's not. Do I have to sign in again? Sorry, I have to sign in. Okay. The Giants open up at minus 155 at Pinnacle. They're now at minus 146. So a 9-cent move towards the Mets. And Brady already talked about this idea that, and I'd love to see the numbers that back it up, and I'm not going against it, but often people say, oh, it's very hard to sweep a team. They're not going to get swept. And it doesn't feel like there's a lot of statistical analyzing going into it. Millsy, we got Millsy in the house, MMA locker room joining us. Great to see you, my guy. Viper says, I'm on the Giants here. So let's go to this first 5 as well, because that went from 4.5 to 5 back to 4.5. Let's go to BetOnline and see how they handle it. BetOnline never moved it to 5. Pinnacle never moved it to 5. Who the hell moved it to 5? I know Bet365 did, but did anyone else? UWager never moved it to 5. Now, UWager got up to minus 125 to the over. So, Bet365 is the only book that moves it to 5? Okay. Wow. That throws me for a little bit of a loop. Now, let's go over to the cash flow in this game. And where are we? Here we go. 5,775 tickets in. 78% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the Giants, and a market move towards the Mets. That is a red flag situation. Oh, shit. Okay, I blew past in the Rockies Padres game. I blew past Jose's first action. My fault, Jose. I got too caught up. I blew right past his first action with not a care in the world. So Jose, we'll just put them both together in the Red Sox game. My fault, Jose. That was not on purpose. That was not a sign of disrespect at all. I truly did not mean to blow past your action. I'm just I'm caught up. Okay, so let's go back to the cash. Giants, Mets. On the total, 61% of the tickets on the under, 62% of cash on the under. And look, everybody just saw a beautiful pitching performance yesterday. I do not know if Tyler Megill and Anthony DeSclafani can do that. Larry Gar says, take Jose serious. You're right. I should. Big Daddy Boom says the mustache drama is awesome. Yeah, look, I want him to keep his job. I love him. I like working with him very much. The stash is in his face. Ball's in his court. Okay, so I took the first 5 over 4.5 in this spot. We move on to 4:05 p.m. Eastern, and I think this game could be rained out. Let's see if RotoWire thinks this game could be rained out. They don't think it will be rained out, so let's break it down. Toronto Blue Jays 63-55, 32-31 on the road at Washington Nationals, 51-68, 30-33 at home. We're at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. 79 Fahrenheit, rain, humid, 11 miles per hour to left. Jose Barrios, 8-6, 3.52 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 138 innings, 142 Ks, 37 walks, 15 home runs. The art of pitching is so complicated. And Jose Barrios, in his last start at the Angels, went 4 in the third, 8, hit 6 earned runs, 0 homers, 4 walks, 3 Ks. His mechanics were out of whack. And after each pitch, you could tell he was moving his left side. He kept trying to focus on it. And he was talking to himself, and he kept adjusting his arm. And he was in his head. What the hell is he going to do now? His mechanics were off. Will that change here? Going up against Josiah Gray, who's the real deal. 24 innings, 31 Ks so far this year. He came over in the Scherzer trade. Last start, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 solo shots, 0 walks, 6 Ks, and a 4-2 loss at home versus the Braves. Jays 260, 786 OPS versus righties last 30 days. Nats numbers moved up after yesterday's big win. 262, 753 OPS last 30 days. Nats bullpen very bad last 30 days. 5.74 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. And Jays bullpen 4.39 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. Nufflash Allen says, be careful with the Giants with Longoria back. It might throw this off a little. They need to have Bryant and Flores in the line. I talked myself off the run line yesterday just due to that. Interesting. And Luke Murphy says, Jays killed me last night. I never take them on the run line because I don't trust their bullpen, but went against my better judgment. That was my fault. I was quite confident in that spot. Real Deal Prime says, Jays need a response game. I'm rolling with Toronto. Lance Rose says, Toronto, Washington, full game over. My issue with this spot is after watching Berríos and his mechanics and knowing that there's going to be rain in the forecast, do we really want to take a number that is juiced due to Berríos being the starter when we could lose him? So let's go to full game, take a look at it, and then go to the baseball data. Here we go. The Toronto Blue Jays, where are you? Jays opened up at minus 166. They're now minus 158, 8 cents movement towards the Nationals. This total opened up at over 9 at minus 110. It's now over 9 at minus 118. TJ says, here's why I can't back Gray. 60% fly ball to outfield rate. 25% home run to fly ball. Wind blowing out will have an effect in Washington. You know, I think this could be a rain-shortened game. But if it isn't, these bullpens are terrible. If we could get into the bullpens quickly, I think that this over does make sense. And I don't know if this is going to happen. Teron Hopkins betting Berríos shut down these Nats. All right, let's take a look at the cash. Take a look at the cash flow here. 5,876 tickets in. 87% of tickets, 82% of cash on Toronto, and a move towards the Nationals. Then we have 30% of tickets and 58% of cash on the under. And then I don't want that 11-6 game to get in our head. I think the over is not a bad look. Luke Murphy says, Jays first 5 minus a half there due to bounce back. I truly believe this. If it's going to rain, let's go back to it. You know what? Let's go to the Weather Channel instead of the baseball one. Let's just go right to the Weather Channel. Washington, D.C. If it's going to rain, those of you who are backing the Jays early are paying a price for Berríos. What if you don't get him? What if you only get him for an inning and a half or 2 innings? Was it worth paying the price? That's the problem, and it's a real problem. All right, so let's go through it. So the game starts. So it's not supposed to rain at first pitch, and showers come in right around first pitch. But they stop. They stop. Nufflash says, Jimmy, remember this. Even though they are pros, they still lean on their pitching coaches. And when struggling, it's normal to go to your pitching coach. When traded, you don't have the security to go. Well, yeah, you're right. But we have been told that Pete Walker is a great pitching coach in Toronto. And Robert Allen, I'd love it. We do need a meteorologist. So I have interest in the over, but I don't want recency bias from last night's game to get in my head. I do want it because I think that there's going to be and Dommy Gunn going under in the Giants game. So he sees 9 again, back to 9. Okay, so with all that said and done, I do get the over 9, and I'm interested in it. And if I wanted to instead just take the Blue Jays team total over, and that lineup without George Springer in it is very different looking from what we got used to. The team total of 4.5 is at minus 145. It's juiced. Okay. And Sean Thomas says, I don't think you're getting what you think you are for this price in Berríos. Okay, I'm interested in the over 9. Let's move on to 7 p.m. Eastern. Boston Red Sox, 69-53, 32-29 on the road at New York Yankees, 68-52, 35-25 at home. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. And we get to our man, Jose's Say Hey play of the day. Jose's got 2 looks on this card. So he's going to start with Red Sox Yankees, and then we're going to go over to his look in the Rockies Padres spot. And Ken Mizrahi says, Jimmy, Bet365 is a prop for Springer. Springer's not going to be playing. He's not going to be in line. I don't know if he's already on the IL or what, but that's shocking to me. Okay, here we go, Jose. I see you put up a picture.
I did. I'm glad that you mentioned this. I went to a baby shower recently, and they have baby shower games. And I made myself a little onesie here. It's nice. Right. Yes, it's if you really get in there, you got the playpen.
Okay, so we'll come back to Jose here in a minute. We're talking about the Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. 78 Fahrenheit, humid, overcast, 11 miles per hour, sideways. Nick Pivetta versus Andrew Heaney. Pivetta 9-5, 4.20 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 124 and a third, 139 Ks, 52 walks, 18 home runs. His last start was nice, and Jose has got me starting to believe in slick Nick Pivetta, so much so that I have moved on the Boston Red Sox first 5 at -110. Let's see if we can get Jose back in action. A focused Jose Bouquet. Please welcome back to the show, Jose Bouquet. Jose, welcome back. Big game in the Bronx here. I know you've got other things that you want to discuss. We just need to stay focused here. We need to stay focused and extremely serious. And it sucks because I can see you fighting off a smile, and you better fight that motherfucker off.
I'd never. Always serious.
Red Sox, Yankees, Pivetta, Heaney. I don't trust Heaney, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous that there hasn't been a legitimate move towards the Red Sox. There's been a move towards the Yankees full game. And I get that with the bullpens, but I'm nervous that there's not been a move towards the Red Sox. And maybe I have a bias from what I've been seeing from Heaney over the last few days. That start in Iowa was a tough one for him. But the Red Sox are smashing lefties. Yankees aren't smashing righties. So Red Sox bullpen last 30 days, 5.42 ERA, 1.52 WHIP. Yankees bullpen 3.26 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. How are you planning to attack this game?
Jimmy, I've mentioned it every time when Andrew Heaney's on the mound at Yankee Stadium, I'm going to fade him. Yesterday was an embarrassment. I felt very, very shitty yesterday. I wanted to crawl into a hole and die. But we're here now. We're still alive, and the Red Sox win today. The Red Sox win today. Nick Pivetta is a solid pitcher. He has not faced the Yankees yet this year. He strictly only faces the Blue Jays, as we know. Has not faced the Yankees this year. I think he gets it done. Andrew Heaney has a 10 ERA and Yankee Stadium. 10. 8 home runs, 7 walks. So I am going to go with the Red Sox money line full game. I'm believing them. The Red Sox bullpen was shit yesterday. Really, really bad. Blew both those games, honestly. But I'm taking them full game. I still have faith. Give me the full game. Right now, I think it's at plus 107 on Pinnacle. I'm going to double check right now. But yeah, plus 107. So the Red Sox win today. It's an embarrassment, but they win today.
Red Sox full game. This market's moving against us. Let's go over the baseball data and then move over to the cash, and then we will lock Jose in. Against Pivetta, they're hitting 240 with an 847 OPS, and Jose has made me a believer in Nick Pivetta. Against Heaney, 309 with a 924 OPS. Let's go over to the cash. Here. In the cash flow, 4,035 tickets in, 71% of the tickets on the Red Sox, 63% of the cash on the Red Sox, 51% of tickets on the under, 74% of cash on the under. I got the Red Sox first 5 at -110. What's the juice, the VIG associated. I believe it's a plus line now for the Red Sox.
Yeah, plus 107 currently on Pinnacle.
Plus 107 for Jose. And this market is concerning. It's concerning that it's not moving towards the Red Sox when we break down these stats. For Pivetta, at home at Fenway, he's not been very good. 4-2, 5.37 ERA, 253 opponents batting average. You get him out on the road, he's been excellent. 5-3, 3.09 ERA, 192 opponents batting average. I have moved on the Red Sox first 5. I have to stay away from their bullpen. Jose, I said before the doubleheader that the Red Sox bullpen is going to cost them a playoff spot, and we sure saw that in Game 1. Jose's locked in. Jose is locked in, and he's doubling up here, and he has to if he wants to shave his mustache and keep his job. He's sitting at 25-29, down 4.68 units, ROI minus 8.67%. But with a double up here, you could easily get that casher. Okay, Jose, let's move over to the Rockies game. You wanted to make a move as part of your double up here. I'm on the Rockies first 5 plus 130. What is? Oh, are you getting blown right now? Are you getting blown by your dog? That's okay. Bro.
Yes. I'm sorry. Oh boy, it's gonna be a mess. But yes.
Okay, here we go. Rockies, Padres, take it away.
Of course. I mean, Jimmy, I mentioned this earlier. I was kind of split between both of these plays. I was gonna go down with the ship with my Red Sox. Obviously, as everyone knows, and everyone wants to point out in the chat, I am a Red Sox fan. So guess what? I'm going to bet on the Red Sox today. I think they win. But the Rockies, it's crazy, Jimmy. Like you said, a plus line on a first 5 against Jake Arrieta, the worst pitcher in baseball. I don't need to go over all the numbers you did. I'm on that with you. Jake Arrieta, triple slash for hitters facing him at Coors. 425, 459, and a 759, 37 hits, only 11 strikeouts, and 18 2/3 innings pitched. It's crazy. Chi-Chi's bad, but I don't understand why his plus money price. Maybe they think that the Dodgers or the Padres are just going to go out there and slug their way to a first 5 victory, but the Rockies are home or a different squad. If this was a plus money price at San Diego, I would be more hesitant, but we know how these Rockies are. So home Rockies, give me that plus money price on the first 5 too, Jimmy.
And what are you getting at Pinnacle?
Right now, I'm scrolling over to Pinnacle right now. The real issue was take the first 5 minus a half and get like plus 140, or you take the just plus a half and get around even money. Right now, it's plus a half minus 104, minus a half plus 143.
But what about just money line?
Well, sure, we can do that too. We'll take money line. Money line is plus 120, I believe. So
wow, so money coming in on the Rockies. Money coming in on the Rockies first 5 because I got plus 130, and Pinnacle always gives better lines than Bet 365. What would you prefer?
Jimmy, that's an excellent question. What are you on, Jimmy?
I'm on the money line. I'm on the money line. I really
let's roll together, Jimmy. Let's go arm in arm into the darkness. Let's ride into the abyss together. You
make it sound marginally. Oh, you know what? I'll edit myself there. I'll cut that there. Yes. Let's ride together. Jose, Rockies first 5 plus 120. A very, very important spot for Jose today. And for
just know if the Red Sox lose today, there will be no one more depressed about it than myself. So know that for all the people that are telling out there, I'll be rubbing my mustache, thinking about how I might have to keep my job, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get fired, and then we'll see what happens.
It could be a tough night for Jose, rubbing his mustache, getting blown by his dog, and sadness overwhelming him. Jose, thank you so much for joining us today. Best of luck. Rockies first 5 at plus 120, and Red Sox full game at plus 107. I need you to have a day here, Jose, because I know you want that thing off your face. I don't know why. I mean, you're crazy, dude. It's just nuts.
Again, I've seen pictures of myself pre-mustache, and I've said it multiple times. I look weird. I
Yeah.
get compliments on it. My
Yeah.
sister likes it, so it's gonna be a real day. But I've made a vow that I will shave it on this show.
You will not.
So,
You will not if you want to keep your job. Thank you for your hard work, Jose. We love you, and that stash looks glorious. Say hey, play of the day. We got two of them. Red Sox full game. Market moving towards the Yankees. Market moving towards the Yankees. You know, I feel like there's a ton of bias in today's card from what's happened yesterday. A ton. And maybe I'm wishing that's the reason for some of these market moves, but I really think there's a bias going on here. Okay. And Tommy Gunn says, I just think this game might not go the full 9 if the weather report is correct. I can tell you it's humid, a dark gray outside where I'm sitting smoking my first fatty of the day. I'm 15 miles east of the stadium. Yankee Stadium from Dominic Ricci. My first fatty of the day. God, I love that guy. I love Dommy Gun Ricci. Okay, we move on to 7:10 p.m. Eastern, and we get to the taint play of the day. And I'm also attacking this game. And my palms just started leaking. I can't fucking wait to watch this game. And I wish I could just, as soon as the show is over, drive straight to Detroit and watch this game in person. Comerica Park, Detroit, Michigan. This is going to be so much fun. Angels, Tigers. Angels 16-61, 27-31 on the road. Tigers 58-63, 33-28 at home. 80 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 6 miles per hour, sideways out to right. And we get to two things here. First off, and most importantly, we get to sweet taint. The taint play of the day is the Angels-Tigers full game under 8.5. And not only that, and the second thing I want to bring up is he also loves Red Sox full game money line. Now, he got that at minus 105. Market moving towards the Yankees, and our man Jose was able to pull a 107, plus 107. I want to... Okay, let's get some stuff just off my chest. As Jose's love affair with Asian men flourished early in the show's history, I began wanting to fade Ohtani. And while that was happening, I had my own burgeoning love affair with Tariq Skubal, because many people were calling him out at the beginning of the year, saying he was absolute trash, when I knew this guy was a stud and was going to be a huge part of their rotation. And I knew that the numbers that he was dropping in that first month of the season were going to put money in my pocket. Skubal has had 2 straight excellent starts. And where is he best? At home. And here we go. Gambler's first glance. Under 8.5. Taint and Gambler's first glance riding together. And I don't know what happened to Jose's love affair with Asian men. I have a feeling that Helga may have watched the show and became very upset and questioned our man Jose. And Jose had to grow a mustache and become a man, which he's done. Shohei Ohtani at home lights out, 5-0, 1.92 ERA, 188 opponent's batting average. Now, on the road, it's a tricky stat because he still has a 188 opponent's batting average, but he's a 4.54 ERA. Can we blame that all on that one start at Yankee Stadium? I don't know. Skubal, 4-5, 3.48 ERA, 250 opponent's batting average at home, 5.11 ERA on the road. The Angels are hitting 221 with a 638 OPS. That's it. A 638 OPS versus lefties the last 30 days. All right, we're going to get more weighted runs created here. Last 30, Detroit versus right-handed pitching, number 24th. Oh, interesting. But they're only hitting 232, 700 OPS versus righties. This is... Sean Tom says this looks like an Ohtani fade spot, but is that smart? That's a good question. And at what point do you want the risk-reward? Skubal's had 2 spectacular starts in a row, and he's coming home now against a team that's hitting 221, 638 OPS versus lefties. When you know Shohei will be batting leadoff, at least I don't know if they'll keep doing that when he's pitching, but batting leadoff, which means that he's not going to come out running in scoring position in the first inning. Where's Ron Crawford? Sorry, Ron Crawford. Angels, an under 500 favorite. Yes. And it scares me. It scares me, Ron, giving us the best stats in the game. It scares me. Okay, so we've broken down the stats. Let's move over to the baseball data, look at the market moves, and then decide. Against Shohei, they're hitting 167, 522 OPS, 4 for 24. He's had their number. Only Jack Mayfield seen Treek Scooball. I love that. Okay. Now, also, the Angels' bullpen's been much better of late. 4.04 ERA, 1.35 whip last 30 days. Same with the Tigers. 3.04 ERA, 1.37 whip. So let's move over to the market here. God, I can't wait for this baseball game. First 5 opened at 4.5, and I wanted the under 4.5, and I was too late. Moved to 4, and I was angry. The Angels sitting as minus 140 favorites. But we can't let what happened yesterday in the 9th inning when the Angels exploded on the Tigers to get us forgetting what the Tigers have done for the last 6 weeks with their bullpen. So I'm not going to let that get in the way. I got to trust this Tigers bullpen. So here we go. The Angels opened up at minus 144. They're now minus 126. An 18-cent move towards the Tigers. This total 8.5 was juiced to the over. It's now juiced to the under. I like it. But 5% the total's gone over in 5 of Detroit's last 6 games when playing the Angels. So let's see what the cash lies and see if we should add in. Now, we have Taint and Razor Sharp picked Gambler's First Glance riding together. Here we go. God, I can't wait for this baseball game. 4,047 tickets in. 74% of the tickets on the Angels, 57% of cash on the Angels, market movement towards the Tigers. 63% of tickets on the under and just 47% of cash on the under. So I got plus 110 full game. God, I'm feeling like this, that I should have possibly waited, but what would I get if I bet it right now? Plus 110 still. Okay, so let's just look and see. Let's just go to money lines for that full game. Plus 133 at open, and I'm getting the worst line of any book. I mean, Bodog's hanging at plus 110 too. That's irritating. Sports Interaction plus 112, plus 117 at Pinnacle and Intertops. Ooh. Mike M says, not as much money as I would have thought. I like the Tigers as a dog. Yeah, I like the Tigers as a dog too. And, you know, I knew the Angels were going to be a public play, and maybe they'll get steamed late. But that slight line made me think that the Tigers were the play, man. So should I tail Taint and should I tail Gambler's First Glance? That's the remaining question. That's the last remaining question. So part of me thought if the Angels bullpen looked so good yesterday, which arms out of that bullpen are not going to be able to be used here? Real Deal Prime says can't bet against Ohtani. I disagree. The public spots are the ones that you want to fade as much as possible. The public teams and the public spots. TJ says, notice how bad Miggy has been trying to get to 500. I cannot fade Ohtani here, but I will be on the under because of Razor and Taint. And Sean Thompson says, I told you Cabrera is a distraction. And Jacksonville, though, the Tigers bullpen had been the best in the league really over the last 4 or 5 weeks, or up there. 3.04 ERA, 1.37 whip over the last little bit. And Sean says, I love Scooball here, man. I just can't. Okay, so I'm on the Tigers full game. Will I add the under 8.5? Possibly. Schnizzle's going to take a shot. First run scored, 3rd inning at plus 575. First run scored 4th or other at 475. Wow. And Helpful Honda says, hope Miggy gets 500 against Ohtani. Yeah, that'd be a review we watch, until the day we die. Or, not a review, but a clip. Okay, let's move on. But a fascinating game, and for me, it's the most fascinating game on the card. We move on to 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Atlanta Braves 64-56, 33-27 on the road at Miami Marlins 51-69, 30-29 at home. We're at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. We expect the roof to be closed, but we're not getting a ton of information at the Marlins ballpark. Charlie Morton going up against Jesus Luzardo. Morton has looked so good in the second half. Wow, really, really quality pitcher. 37-year-old Morton, 11-4, 3.49 ERA, 1.11 whip, 134 innings, 155 Ks, 46 walks, 12 homers. We'll get to that spot, Bri, but it's a bullpen day. And they're starting with Lewis Head, who's a 31-year-old, sort of a journeyman, but the Rays are geniuses with pitching. Okay, so Luzardo, let's go with this Luzardo-Morton start. Morton's last start, 4-2 win of the Nationals, goes 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks. At home, he's been good. 5-2, 3.81 ERA, 2.23 opponents batting average. On the road, he's been amazing. 6-2, 3.09 ERA, opponents hitting 196 against him. Now we get to Jesus Luzardo. Combined with Oakland and Miami, he's got a 7.52 ERA and a 1.71 WHIP. We're talking Jake Arrieta numbers. 53 Ks and 52 2/3. His last start, he looked bad at home versus the Cubs. Bad. And they won that game 14-10. But with no help from him, he went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 homers, 4 walks, 6 Ks. The Braves are only hitting 234, 715 OPS versus lefties. We know what people thought of Luzardo last year. They thought he was going to be the future ace of the rotation. CT Base says Luzardo is awful. Donald still says Braves team total over 4.5. The Cubs weren't hitting lefties either before Luzardo. So let's just take a quick look at Luzardo here. And over to the baseball data. Against Morton, they're hitting 196 with a 554 OPS. Only Jorge Soler has seen Luzardo one at bat, and he went yard. Crystal One says, I got Braves team total over after scoring less than 2 runs. The Braves have bounced back with at least 5 runs in the last 4 times. It's happened. Okay. But you know what could be happening here is the Braves got a boost from the additions in their lineup after Acuna Jr. went down. Maybe that boost is over now. Morton plus 6.5 Ks for Millsy MMA Locker Room says, bet yo lunch money. Okay, so let's move over to the market in this spot. So look, I wanted Atlanta, but the huge move, I needed to bet them last night. They opened up minus 190. They're now minus 236, a 46-cent move towards the Braves. And the total, let's take a look at the total as well. Oh, shoot, here we go. All right, here we go. We're going to take a look at this total, money lines and totals here. Full game in this Braves spot. And it opened up at 7.5 at minus 112. And Pinnacles moved it to 8. Mike M says public all over the over. No show on cash on my end. Is this a score fest? Viper says total's gone over in 11 of Miami's last 15 games. Total's gone over in 4 of Miami's last 6 games when playing at home against Atlanta. Okay, so let's take a look at the cash flow because that 7.5 is frighteningly low. If the Braves get to Luzardo, the Braves aren't going to use their best pieces in the pen. So let's see what we're dealing with. 5,321. No, we don't have a cash, but we have 92% of tickets on the over. 87% of tickets, 79% of cash on Atlanta. Could Luzardo wake up? There's Noli Knows in the house. Great to see you, Noli. Got to get Noli on the show soon. Braves bullpen being so good over the last 30 days. 3.05 ERA, 1.13 WHIP. Marlins bullpen 4.96 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. Michael Liverlina says, why is this total so low? 7.5. I took the over in the Braves run line. I get it. What the hell is Luzardo going to do? TJ says can't find the strike zone. Okay. Oh, Hefbito Rivera, blow me. How about that? How about I slow my ball sack down when I rush it towards the bridge of your nose? How about I slow it way down when I rest it? My sweaty ball sack right above your nostrils. How about I get real slow then? Real slow. We move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Baltimore Orioles, 38-80, 21-43 on the road at Tampa Bay Rays, 73-47, 37-22 at home, Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Spencer Watkins, 2-4, 5.25 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, 36 innings, 23 Ks, 14 walks, and 5 home runs. Last start, 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 homer, 3 walks, 1 K, in an 8-1 loss at the Red Sox. He's not looked good. Going up against Lewis Head, 31-year-old journeyman. But the Rays pitching factory will never cease to blow our minds. 1.85 ERA, 0.90 whip, 24 and a third, 22 Ks, 9 walks, and 1 home run. His last appearance, hasn't started the game. His last appearance was 1 and a third, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, in a 9-2 win at home over the Orioles on Monday. Orioles versus righties, 235, 691 OPS. Rays versus righties, last 30 days. These are always last 30-day stats. 254, 827 OPS. The Orioles bullpen has been atrocious. Last 30 days, 7.24 ERA, 1.59 whip. Rays bullpen, 2.59 ERA, 1.10 whip over the last 30 days. And you guys nailed it yesterday. I was on the first 5 under 4.5 on a radio show in the morning that I was hesitant to bet after I dug into the numbers deeper. And it was 0-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. But the Rays have this ability to beat up on weak opponents, and that happened again yesterday. The Rays opened up at minus 320. They're now at minus 315. This total was a pick'em, or was slightly juiced to the over 9, and is a pick'em still right now. So very, very, very little movement. Sean Thompson says, who is this guy? Had just another unbelievable move by this Rays organization. Just unbelievably spectacular. Unbelievable. Okay, so let's move over to the baseball data against Watkins. There won't be much here. Against Watkins, oh, wow, we do have 45 at-bats. Okay, divisional rivalry spot here. 267, 824 OPS. So not spectacular, but good. Against Lewis Head, just 2 for 13 against Lewis Head. I don't know how to bet this game. What do you want? I mean, the Rays on the run line are so expensive. I mean, it's just not a situation that I want to be moving on. Rays minus 1.5 is minus 165. One time all year, I took a team minus 2, and it kept me awake all night because of the stupidity of the bet. So I can't do anything with this game. I can't trust Spencer Watkins. Ixnizzle says Rays team total over, and I think we're gonna hit that ugly 5.5 here. Let's just go over there right now. And not saying, my 365 is messed up. Let me just check it out here. I think we're gonna get this ugly 5.5. And let's just see it right now. Here we go. We're gonna go to game lines. All right, and if it's just sitting here at 5.5, it is just simply not worth it to me, especially at Tropicana where scores go to die. Here we go. It's over 5.5 at minus 115. I don't want it. I don't want to sit there and need it. So I'm going to move on past this game. All right. Oh, Michael even says, question, for such a smart team, the Rays got rid of Hill, knowing he was regressing, but now they keep putting Walker out, getting whacked and losing every game. Why keep pitching Walker? They believe in Walker, and I think that he'd be if the Rays. This is something I often do. If you believe in the team's brass and they believe in the player, you take their word for it. So the next time Walker starts, everybody's going to be against him. If they give him another start, then I would be interested in jumping on. So I trust the Rays brass. Okay, we move on to Brewers Cardinals. And this is another move when I went against the market today. I took the Cardinals first 5 at plus 105. Dennis Trusty, great to see you, man. I do have an issue with Razor's show tonight because it's my daughter's 4th birthday. So... and TJ says, these are the scores against Baltimore on this losing streak. 10, 9, 6, 16, 8, 6, 5, 9, 9, 12, 10. Says, those are scores against Baltimore on this losing streak. 1 game under 5. Is it worth it, Jimmy? It is. Why is it not juiced? That's all. Why is it not juiced? And are the Rays going to come in here completely focused? I don't know. Why is it not juiced? It's just not. Look, there's parts of me, I'm 41, but there's parts of me that have an old school mentality with team totals. 5.5 makes me so uncomfortable. I don't want them. And in hockey, I don't want over 6.5. All right, so let's move on to our next spot, and I can't wait for this game. Brewers, Cardinals. Brewers 73-47, 41-20 on the road at the Cardinals, 61-57, 32-26 at home, Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. We talked about yesterday's 7 and whether or not those pitchers deserved the 7. These two pitchers do, but we also saw some very important pieces of bullpen used yesterday. Crystal Warren says got the no-run first inning on this yesterday, but don't know if I can pull it off today in this Cards game. Freddie Peralta, 9-3, 2.26 ERA, 0.91 whip. 162 Ks and 119 in the third, 51 walks, 10 home runs. He's incredible. His last start was not incredible. Now, it was at the Cubs in a 7-inning doubleheader. 5 in the third, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Going up against Flaherty. Flaherty, 9-1, 2.65 ERA, 0.97 whip, 68 innings, 72 Ks, 20 walks, 7 home runs. He was dealing with the oblique injury. His last start, first start in 2.5 months, he looked awesome. 6-0 win at the Royals. He goes 6 innings, lost 2 hits, no walks, 5 Ks. On the road this year, he's 5-1 with a 3.35 ERA, 2.08 opponent's batting average. At home, he's unbelievable. 4-0, 1.44 ERA, 153 opponent's batting average. Billy Pilgrim says Flaherty first 5 here, and I'm with Billy Pilgrim. I love Peralta. I told you guys at the beginning of the year, he's an ace. And it was before he'd shown that he could be. I love him. But how do you not take Flaherty first 5 at a plus line? I can't Now, look, a valid statement would say, look at what the Brewers have been doing to righties and look at their numbers against Flaherty. We'll go over both. Brewers versus righties last 30 days, 277, 817 OPS. They've been amazing. Cards versus righties, 256, 736 OPS. They've been struggling and no power. Brewers bullpen 4.12 ERA, 1.36 whip over the last 30 days. Cards bullpen being better than the Brewers. And we know that Brewers bullpen went through the COVID stretch, but 3.62 ERA, 1.17 whip. Mike M says, like the Cards first 5 plus a half here. I get it, but at what price? At what price? Because I love that plus line that we're looking at. So let's take a look here at the first 5. Under 3.5 is at minus 120. And now the Cardinals are at plus 100. I got them at plus 105. So let's go and say if we wanted to take a first 5 plus, they're not offering it. What they are offering, though, on Bet 365 is the Cardinals' first 4.5 plus a half at minus 130 when you only get 4 at-bats to the opposition's 5. God, they're tricky bastards. Real Deal Prime says I don't often pick the under, but when I do, it's Flaherty and Peralta on the mound booking it. TJ says this is where you have to take the Cards first 5 plus a half if you like the Cards. I'd love to hear, yes, Diesel, my man, old school, baby. Mark Langston, baby. TJ, I'd love to know what the number is. And maybe Jose could grab it for us. Jose, could you grab the pinnacle number for the Cards first 5 plus a half? Thank you. Okay, so let's go over to baseball data next. And Brewers, Cardinals, this is what Pete and I always dreamt of when we were in Costa Rica. Always dreamt of having somebody with a skill set like Jose's where we can just say, Jose, can you get that for me? And he gets it right away. This is what we always dreamt of, and I'm so thankful to have Jose as the producer of this show.
Plus a half is minus 142. Minus a half is plus 148.
Yeah. They're making you pay for it. They're making you pay for it at minus 142, but it sounds like a great bet. And I'd love it if Pete was on the show. I imagine that Pete would have a lot of interest in that. Puzzler says sometimes the first 5 lines show up later, but sometimes, yeah, you're right. And I keep looking for them, but sometimes they don't show up at all. And there are first 5 lines out there for some first 5 alternative lines on Bet365. Okay, but I digress. Excuse me. Peralta 227, 790 OPS against the Cardinals, and they've gotten to Flaherty 271, 783 OPS. But Flaherty just watched for 2.5 months. The Cardinals did not sell when they could have because they knew they were getting Flaherty, and soon Michael is back. I think this Cardinals at plus 105 is a really nice spot. And then I wonder if the first 5 under 3.5 is also a really nice spot. It probably is. Let's see what movement we've seen in that first 5 under 3.5. And this will be a spot where I think the best pieces of the bullpen were used yesterday, so I'd be hesitant. And then some of them that were used yesterday will be used again, and the offense just saw them, and maybe they have an idea of how to attack them. So I'm going to focus on the first 5 here. I don't got the line history there. Let's go to Bet on Line's line history here. First 5 totals, and it's right where it was. So the under 3.5 opens up at minus 120 at 7:55 a.m. at Bet Online. In the first 12 minutes, it goes to minus 110. An hour and 30 minutes later, it goes back to minus 120. 20 minutes after that, it goes to minus 125, and it's back at minus 120 right now. Right now. Okay, so let's take a look at where the cash lies and then decide if we're going to add this one spot on the card. Here we go. 3,908 tickets in. 51% of the tickets, 56% of the cash on the Cardinals. That's interesting because haven't we seen a move towards just a 2-cent move towards the Brewers? So that makes sense. Then we have 55% of tickets on the under and 37% of cash on the under. And my expectation would be that you could attack these bullpens a little better than you did yesterday. That's why some people might like that full game over 7. Sean Thompson says Peralta owns the Cardinals, man. 227, 790 OPS. So there's truth to what Sean's saying, for sure. 227 average, 17 for 75, but 9 of those 17 hits are for extra bases, 4 doubles, 5 homers. Paul Goldschmidt has 2 homers, and Arenado has 1 homer. And those are the only guys you want to have some confidence against this guy. So with all of that being said, I think I should add that first 5 under 3.5. I'm already on the Cardinals, and I think I should add this first 5 under 3.5. Going to be in addition to my card. All right, we move on. 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Seattle Mariners 64-56, 27-31 on the road at Texas Rangers 42-77, 28-32 at home. We're at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. The roof status is continuing to be a problem for me at a couple of these ballparks. I just don't have the information in the morning, and it's imperative when you're betting these games in Texas. Marco Gonzalez going up against Mike Fultonavich. Gonzalez, 4-5, 4.35 ERA, 1.26 whip, 89 innings, 74 Ks, 29 walks, 18 home runs. In his last start, he went the full 9. 2 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 1 walk, 9 Ks, and 3-1 win at home versus these very Rangers. He went up against Fultonavich, who also had an excellent start. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 0 walks, 6 Ks, and a 3-1 loss. His numbers are improving. And at home is the only place where you can trust him. 1-4, 4.43 ERA, 253 opponent's batting average. On the road, he's 1-7, 7.11 ERA, 287 opponent's batting average. We've been attacking the Rangers when they go up against lefties because the last 30 days, 184, 522 OPS. We cashed that first 5, or was that first 4.5 for me, but with the Mariners yesterday. Now we were fortunate to get that run in the 5th inning. The Mariners' offense can't be trusted. 242, 726 OPS. What can be trusted is both of these teams' bullpens. Mariners' bullpen, 2.89 ERA, 1.06 whip. Rangers' bullpen, 3.69 ERA, 1.37 whip. Fat Bat Win says best bet today, Seattle run line minus 1.5 at $1.90, which is what? That's minus 110, right? The $1.90. Let me just move over there quickly. $1.91, $1.90 would be minus 110, and that's what it is. Okay, so he's on the run line at minus 110. And he's going to solo shots for Fultonavich. And Mike M. Pimp Slap play today is the Rangers plus 150. Wow, Mike. And Real Deal Prime leaning to the over here. This game makes me uncomfortable. And, one thing that, this is different. This is more like a social emotional note. When you say things to yourself like, oh, I'm bad at this, or, oh, I'm good. When you do something and you're like, oh, I always struggle at this, or I'm always shitty at this, then most likely you're going to continue struggling. And I often say out loud, I struggle when pitchers have just seen the opponent 5 days before. And I shouldn't put that negativity into my subconscious. So, and Dommy Gun saying juice is building with these books. The more it becomes legal, these late cash splits are going to mean more. I agree. Crystal One says both teams have seen these two pitchers a lot lately. Paul Buddy's Nerfic says Fultonavich has been good in the last 3 starts. So let's go over to the baseball data. Against Gonzalez, 247 with a 676 OPS. It's just Charlie Culberson who hits him, basically. Oh, Trevino does too, but Charlie Culberson, it's all lefties. Fultonavich, they're hitting 207 with a 676 OPS, but they just saw him. So let's go to the full game market move here. The Mariners opened up at minus 156. They're now minus 162. A 6-cent move towards them. This total's gone from 9 to 8.5. Trusty says, I hate these goddamn Mariners-Rangers game. Mike M says, short turnaround and fading Gonzalez after just going 9. I get that. Maddie Ice says, these Rangers bets hit Gonzo. Over 8.5 is on his card. Very interesting. Love Maddie Ice in the chat. So let's take a look at the cash flow. Let's let this guide us. Here we go. We have 3,442 tickets in. We have 72% of the tickets on the Mariners, 61% of cash. Then we have 56% of the tickets and 81% of cash on the over. Now it's the bullpen. The bullpens that are pitching so well that scare me. So then we move over to first 5. And it's moved to 5. Oh, I missed this. Damn, I missed this. I should have been on this first 5 over 4.5. It moved at 10:13, moved 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. No, it didn't. Excuse me. God, sorry. It moved at 11. Moved right when the show started. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. You're right. You guys are absolutely right. That was the look, and I don't want it at 5. So then do you take the Rangers at home at the plus money spot? First 5? I can't do that with a team that hits lefties the way they do. But let's just take a look. We'll go to Bet Online and see what they've done. They open up the Mariners minus 158, move it to minus 160. All right, I'm going to have to stay off of this game, but that was a mistake. Eric Jones got it at 4.5. That was a mistake. I should have, that's why it helps so much being on this show, getting to talk all this out. But okay, we move. And then do you think the bullpens could be a little bit tired of seeing these guys now? I'm sure they've seen them a lot. I mean, it's pretty wild to think that the first 5 would go to 5 and a full game would be sitting at 8.5. I mean, that's wild. That's a lot of respect to these bullpens. Mike M says, pimp slap him, Texas Rangers plus 150. And Diesel Eugene, the hung like a baby carrot play today. Yankees, Red Sox, first 5 over 5.5. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste Diesel's play of the day. And we are going to move on. Eric Jones's action. Eric Jones's action here is Tampa Bay, first 5 over 4.5. White Sox, first 5. Seattle, first 5 over 4.5. San Francisco, first 5. And Atlanta, first 5. Good-looking card for Eric. Okay, I'm going to need more time with this Mariners-Rangers here. It's just a ton to break down. Okay, my last 2 spots on the card. I'm taking the Houston Astros to beat up on the Kansas City Royals today. I don't care about what happened yesterday. This has nothing to do with what's happened in this series. Astros at Royals. Astros 70-49, 33-26 on the road. Royals 51-67, 31-30 at home. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. I got the Astros first 5 minus a half at minus 125. I got them full game minus 1.5 and minus 115. And again, this is just taking this game as an individual entity, nothing more. Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri, 84 Fahrenheit, humid, partly cloudy, 9 miles per hour, sideways out to left. Zach Greinke going up against Brady Singer. Greinke, 11-3, 3.51 ERA, 1.12 whip, 143 and 2/3, 107 Ks, 29 walks, 23 home runs. His last start was very good. It was at the Angels. 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 Ks, and a 4-1 win at Los Angeles at the Angels. And Puzzler just took first 5 at plus 140. Okay. It's no surprise that Greinke was awesome in Los Angeles. No surprise that Greinke was awesome on the road. He's done that all season long. Gas Station Sushi talks about predictable pitchers, and Greinke is becoming one. At home, he's a huge favorite, and he can't be trusted. At home, he's become a fade. Now he's 5-3, 4.5 ERA, opponents hitting 278 against him. On the road, he's 6-0, 2.41 ERA, opponents hitting 206 against him. And then this is where it all got started for him at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. And I think he's going to come back there and be lights out today. Brady Singer, on the other hand, has his 4th straight home start. You would think, wow, he's going to have a routine down, all this continuity, but he's seeing ghosts. He's panicking. Brady Singer is panicking. His last start was atrocious. 3 2/3, 10 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks, and a 5-2 loss at home versus the Yankees. At home, he's 2-5 with a 5.53 ERA, a 3.13 opponent's batting average. Astros are starting to smash righties again. Last 30 days, 273, 809 OPS. The Royals versus righties, 215, 624 OPS. Both bullpens are pitching well. Astros especially, 2.85 ERA, 1.21 whip. Royals bullpen as well, 4.16 ERA, 1.16 whip over the last 30 days. So let's move over to baseball data. Greinke against these Royals, he gets hit by them. Merrifield's 4 for 5 against them. Sal Lopez, 2 for 6 with a double and a homer. Look, not everything correlates here in this game because the Astros haven't seen Brady Singer. But Brady Singer does not have confidence when he goes on the mound right now. So what do you do with this stat here that has the Royals getting to Greinke? That's up to you. Mike M says, Rob Drake is the ump, 13-6 for the home side. I see this as Singer's 5th home start. Hasn't won since July 2nd. All right. And Jose Birdie is looking for a Jays home run prop. Looking for a home run prop from the Jays for you, Jose, if you take a look. Okay, so let's move over to the market here. The Astros open up at minus 160. They're now minus 171. 11-cent move towards them. That's a really nice line we're getting. Now, I didn't bet on the Royals last 2 days, but I didn't bet on the Astros. This total's gone from 10 to 9.5, and Pinnacle just moved it to 9. So if you guys like the under, which, Eric Jones is on, I would get on it now because that 9.5 is going to be a 9 in a second. But it opened up at 10, and it's imperative to get the best line that's out there. So let's move on to the cash flow in the spot. Ohtani, Scuball, 4,690 tickets in. We have 71% of the tickets and 56. Oh, shit. Sorry, that's the end of this game. Sorry. We have 5,749 tickets in, 88% of the tickets and 78% of the cash on the Astros. Then we have 61% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the over, but we don't know if they came in at 10 or 9.5. Okay, here we go. I'm doubling up on the Houston Astros to take care of business. Greinke is 6-0 on the road, and now he gets to go home to where it all started for him. I think he pitches very well, regardless of the Royals' great numbers against him. Now, let me also preface this. When I have done this lately, it's hurt me because those numbers mean something. The baseball data means something. That Benintendi has confidence was 1 for 1, whatever. Merrifield has confidence against them. But I'm gonna mess with him. There's Sanka. Great to see you, Sanka. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we move on to 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Oakland Athletics 68-52, 34-27 on the road at Chicago White Sox 70-50, 41-22 at home. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. 78 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 6 miles per hour in. We have Cole Irvin going up against Lance Lynn. Now, the talk around the Bay Area baseball right now is what happened to Bassett on the mound, line drive off of the face. And that is why I did not bet on the Chicago White Sox in this game. Cole Irvin has not looked very good of late. Now, he did face the Rangers twice in a row. They got him in the second game. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. Just 3 were earned, 1 walk, 2 Ks, and 8-6 loss. He's got good numbers on the year, 3.52 ERA, 1.18 whip. Now that the White Sox are healthy again, we can expect that they'll start hitting lefties harder. Now, we haven't seen it except for the Field of Dreams game. White Sox versus lefties still last 30 days, 225 with a 725 OPS. There's Mr. Ghoster in the house. So, Lance Lynn, 10-3, 2.26 ERA, 1.05 whip. Look, he's a bulldog. And I know he got touched up a bit in the Field of Dreams game, but that was a very offensive situation. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Donald still says multiple fractures, needs surgery. 1-0, Mike M says in the Cubs game. Look. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we're going to cash this over. And you have to trust the numbers, and I'm not trusting the numbers against Greinke, and I could easily lose a double up, which would really affect my bottom line today. But let's go back to this spot here. Lance Lynn at home, 6-2, 2.13 ERA, 184 points batting average, and he's better than that because he got touched up at the Field of Dreams game, which counted as a home start. A's versus righties is 236, 726 OPS. White Sox versus lefties, 225, 725 OPS. Both bullpens are pitching very well, especially the A's bullpen. 2.60 ERA, 1.10 whip. White Sox bullpen, 3.83 ERA, 1.14 whip. Okay, Dommy Gunn, for sure. Absolutely. Dommy Gunn says, got to bounce. I'll listen in the car. Good luck, guys. I have nothing locked in yet. Leaning Yanks under. Giants first 5. Under 4.5. Braves team total in Seattle money line. And Chris won. Cubs to score first at plus 200. Great bet, Chris. That's a ballsy bet. Ballsy bet. Okay, so let's move over to baseball data. The White Sox haven't seen Cole Irvin, and against Lance Lynn, 287, 885 OPS. The A's hit him. Look, still, I think that the price for Lance Lynn is reasonable. Let's go over this again here. White Sox opened up at minus 170. They're now minus 173. A 3-cent move towards them, and this total's gone from 9 to 8.5. When we look at where the cash lies, we have 5,056 tickets in. We have 54% of the tickets and 71% of the cash on the White Sox, and only a 3-cent move towards them. Fishy. Then we have 73% of tickets and 86% of cash on the under. We've all played sports, most of our life, and that's what draws us to handicapping sports. We've all been in the locker room, clubhouse, dressing room, when an important part of your team, an all-star, gets hurt in a freak accident. What happens? You come together and you fight for each other. We talk about that as being something that doesn't happen in baseball like it does in hockey or basketball because of the amount of players on the team and things of that nature. But at this point, I do not want to bet against the Oakland A's after watching their teammate face multiple face fractures and be in the hospital, because my fear is that they come together in this spot. Do I want to fade Lance Lynn? No. But, God, if I had bigger balls or, a bigger bankroll, I would probably bet Oakland Athletics and trust this idea that they're going to come together. But look, this isn't a fairy tale. That stops me from that shit. This isn't a Disney movie. So I'm just going to stay off of it. But it's a fascinating game. Let's move on. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Philadelphia Phillies, 61-58, 25-33 on the road at Arizona Diamondbacks, 39-81, 25-36 at home. We're at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I expect the roof to be closed. Oh, and I don't expect it. Sorry. The roof is closed. Confirmed. Ranger Suarez versus Humberto Castellano. Now, I took Suarez in his last start. It's a 2-1 win at home versus the Dodgers. I took him first 5, and he cashed me out the first 5 against the Dodgers. And this kid is good, man. Ooh, is he fun to watch pitch. Holy, they got one in Ranger Suarez. 5-3, 1.07 ERA, 0.87 whip, 15 1/3, 51 Ks, 20 walks, and 3 homers. In his last start, he went 4 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Going up against Humberto Castellano, 0-1, 2.30 ERA, 1.21 whip, 15 2/3, 12 Ks, 7 walks, 1 home run. His last start was at home versus the Rockies. He went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 Ks. The Phillies last 30 days versus righties, not hitting them. 237, 720 OPS. And the Diamondbacks are hitting lefties again. Last 30 days, 275, 774 OPS. And Puzzler says we skipped a game. Which game? Which game? Oh, he says you have Dodgers Pirates up. Dodgers Pirates will be the last game. So that's so don't worry. Don't worry. We're good. Okay, so I see everything looking good there. I can see Jose's pompadour down there, and it's looking fresh, styling to the left. Diamondbacks versus lefties last 30 days, 275, 774 OPS. Phillies bullpen last 30 days, 4.38 ERA, 1.51 whip. The Diamondbacks bullpen just as good last 30 days, 4.53 ERA, 1.43 whip. I want to back Suarez, but Do I want to back the Phillies here? And these are must-win situations. They're coming off a loss against Arizona. Arizona hitting lefties. Suarez has been fine on the road so far in a small sample size. Is that something that's going to continue? He opens up at minus 153. He's now minus 165, so a 12-cent move towards him. This 9.5 under is moved for 3 cents of juice, just 3 cents of juice. So, okay, that all makes sense. We don't need to bother with the batter versus pitcher. They've had 12 at-bats against Suarez. They're 5 for 12 against them. So it's a small sample size, but they got to him. And he's on the road. Let's move over to so we've seen a 13-cent move. So let's go over the move and make sure that the numbers make sense here. With the Phillies, we see a 12-cent move, at Pinnacle. And then we go to the cash. Just 1,790 tickets in, 67% of tickets, 77% of cash on the Phillies, 50% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over. Toronto Hopkins says must-win game for the Phillies. Does that mean you want to back them? Birdie, thank you very much. And he's hoping for Jose to go 2-0. And NFL Titans money line at minus 105. Bucks playing no starters. There you go. And he says 105 will be the best you get from our guy Birdie. So, do you want to trust Suarez, even though he's been very good on the road against a team that's already seen him and a team that's smashing lefties? And then at what price do you want to do that? Against Castellano, who's pitching quite well. And it's just another consecutive start for him at home. And the Phillies haven't seen him. Does that make you want to move towards an under when we have 7% of cash on the under? This is just a stay off game written all over it. I want nothing to do with this spot at all. Okay. Yes, Robin Allen, we need more. We need more. And Nolino says yes to the under. We know that Castellano should be hard to touch. And Suarez is good. Mike M says with the Hoskins out of the lineup, the Phillies have cooled down. Look, Nolan Knowles is the Prince Jedi of unders. So let's look. There's Nate Dogg in the house. Great to see you, Nate Dogg. Let's go back to this first 5 because I still want nothing to do with the bullpens. So Suarez is very good, but he's going up against a lefty. So he could get touched a little bit, right? That's possible. It could get touched a little bit. But he's been so good, so he's not going to get touched much. And we're seeing a 5. Pinnacle has moved 1 cent to the over. They had moved 7 cents to the over. Are they going to score 6 runs in the first 5? Seems like an awful lot of runs. Why would it be a 5? You know, I've got to stay off. Unfortunately, I have to stay off at this point. So we move on. That's what I'm thinking, Mike. Mike says 93% cash on the over. Small sample, but looks like the syndicate cash on that over. All right, we move on to 10:10 p.m., the final game on the card. Those of you who rode with Peter Loshak on the under in the Pirates-Los Angeles Dodgers game, great stuff. Great move. I wish I was on it with you guys. 42-78 are the Pirates. 18-43 on the road. This is our final game on the card against the Dodgers. 74-46, 38-20 at home. Crystal says, have the Dodgers listed a pitcher yet? And the answer is no. But we can talk about JT Brubaker and if we want to fade him regardless of who comes in for the Dodgers, and that's likely. Now we have to almost hope that it's a bad pitcher for the Dodgers or one of their weaker pitchers so that we can get a decent line because Brubaker looks vulnerable right now. 74 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 8 miles per hour to left center. Or do we want to move on a over or a team total over for the Dodgers? Taylor MacArthur, thank you for joining us. Okay. And Toronto Hopkins says, you got to win the series versus worst team in baseball if you want to win the division. Oh, they're in trouble. Brubaker's 4-12, 5.13 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 112 in the third, 112 Ks, 31 walks, 25 home runs. In his last start, he went 5 innings, he allowed 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 homers, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and a 7-6 loss at home versus the Cardinals. At home, he's been good this year, and he got touched badly by them. 3-5, 4.14 ERA, 233 opponents batting average. It's on the road where he's been terrible. He's 1-7. 6.05 ERA, 259 points batting average. In July, he's 0-3, 6.57 ERA, 247 opponents batting average. Then we go over to the baseball data against Brubaker. They haven't been hitting him. They're just 4 for 20. Here we go. This is the great stuff about all working together. Nolino says dead air today. Don't see the ball flying too well. Oh, and Puzzler says Rhoda, which is unreliable this time of day, is Mitch White is the expected starter for LA. And Chris won on Pirates to score first. Chris coming off a big casher on Cubbies to score first. Great job. Robert says Dodgers haven't been scoring much versus Pittsburgh, kind of making people sweat a little. Think their offense will bust out today. Dodgers team total over. I think they can get to Brubaker. But very important to hear what our Noli Knows just said. Very, very interesting saying dead air today. Don't see the ball flying too well. And Razor Sharp picks again. We're going to go over all the plays of the day, but Razor Sharp picks Angels Detroit under 8.5. Andrew Nicholas says, can't wait for Noli's college football unders. Last year was money. I can't wait to get back to working with Noli Knows. He's a class act, a great, great capper, and a great friend. So I want to work with him very badly. Okay, let's review action. We are coming off a 3-2 day plus 0.80 units, which has us 251 wins, 218 losses, 53.5% plus 6.15 units, ROI plus 1.31%, average line minus 111. And Noli Knows says haven't seen the sun yet. And, we have huge fires going on in BC right now, and I wonder if that smoky air is going to come down and affect some of these spots. Okay, let's go. I made 8 bets before the show today. I'm on the Cubs Reds over 9.5 at minus 115. The Rockies first 5 at plus 130. The Mets Giants first 5 over 4.5 at minus 115. Red Sox first 5 at minus 110. Tigers full game plus 110. Cardinals first 5 plus 105. And then I double dipped on the Astros first 5 minus half. Astros full game minus 1.5. I got minus 125, minus 115 respectively. Donald still says NorCal fires too. Yeah, I wonder if that will play any role in all this. Curious. Okay, so let's move down. We already locked in the game that's on right now, Cubbies Reds. Then I had interest in the over in the Guardians Twins game, but it looks like I'm going to stay off. Coco Bongo says fires are insane in BC. I have family in Kamloops and Peachland. Very nervous days right now. Yeah, I have a lot of friends in that region. I love that region. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. The fires are so close. It's scary. And Puzzler says there are immense fires in Siberia bringing out of control. Yeah, I just saw a picture where they said the world's literally on fire right now, and it showed fires all over the world. It's okay. So, and our friend over in Asia says Cubs lead 1-0. Reds aren't as good as they think. I like it. Okay, so Guardians Minnesota is not a move that I've made. And Biggie was very appreciative for those Tampa Bay Rays yesterday. Thanks, guys. Little Lee, Biggie, love having you guys rolling with us. Father-son captain together. I love it. As I said, I'm already on Rockies first 5. Jose, one of his say-hey plays of the day is Rockies first 5 at plus 120. I've already told you I'm on the first 5 over 4.5 in Mets Giants. Then we have Blue Jays Washington, and over 9 is a possible addition to my card, but I don't want to have action in this rain situation. So I'm not sure if I pull the trigger there. Then I'm on the Red Sox first 5 minus 110. Jose moved on the Red Sox full game plus 107. Then we get to this fascinating Angels-Tigers game. We have both Taint and Gambler's first glance on the under 8.5. Should I jump on board with them? Very, very possible. But I'm already on the Tigers full game at plus 110, and I can't wait to watch that game. Look, I understand the Braves are the spot here, but they're big favorites, and there's been a 50-cent move towards them, and I should have bet them last night if I wanted them. I didn't bet them last night, so I have to stay off. Orioles Rays, I'm staying off. And look, a lot of people are on the Rays team total over 5.5. I'm not one of them, but I get it. And it'll likely cash. Look, I get it. I shouldn't say it'll likely cash. I should just say that TJ put out the amount of runs that the Rays have scored over the last 10 games, and just once they haven't got over 5. But why is it not juiced more? And is this a lazy game in St. Petersburg, Florida? Tropicana is not a place where offense goes. Yes, I have a package that I picked up in the mail yesterday. It's in a box right over there, and I'm excited to open it. And I was wondering if it was possibly from Razor Sharp Picks. So it's there. We had a bunch of stuff come in because it was Ella's birthday. So I will open it right after the show, and that's also making my palms leak. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it is. Then I'm already on the Cards first 5 plus 105, and I'm going to add the first 5 under 3.5 if it's not juiced more than minus 125. I think it's a minus 120 right now. And then the Pimp Slap play of the day is Texas Rangers plus 150. I doubled up on the Astros. First 5 and full game. And then A's, White Sox. I'm curious if the A's really come together in this spot. Phillies, Diamondbacks, I'm off. And Pirates, Dodgers, we will wait. Okay, if you guys want me to open it on camera, then give me a second. Jose, take over for a second. I'm going to bounce out of here for a second. Go get it.
Wow. Again, I love how when it turns into my show for these lovely seconds, guys. I need everyone's positive energy right now. I need some positive reinforcement here because I need some winners today, guys. And I'm a little rattled. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little rattled. You guys can see by the way, you can see my lovely thing that I made. You can obviously see it says, fuck the Yankees. So I need you guys' positive energy today. And I need some damn winners today. I know me and my boy Matty Ice here. My boy Matty Ice, we're on the Red Sox today. I know you love them. That makes me feel great. Thank you, Michael Orvelina. I appreciate it. Thank you. Razor Sharp Picks. I appreciate your positive reinforcement as always. You always make me feel the best out there. And I can't wait till we meet up on a Thursday night football stream for a Jets game here coming soon. So can't wait for that. Gokster, by the way, everyone, go check out Gokster's show, The Back Nine at 2 today. He's having a golfer, an actual golfer. I would say the best golfer at Pub Sports Radio. He is going to be the one that is going to be on the show today. So you guys should watch that. Oh, hello, Jimmy.
I think my wife thinks it's a present for Ella, so I think it's been moved. I think it's been moved downstairs. I think Ella's going to open it up and be like,
"The fuck is this?"
I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna go figure that out for Ella. I'm gonna rip it out of her hands. That's not for you,
you bastard.
So I think my girlfriend thinks it's for Ella. So I've got to figure that out. All right. Thank you for taking over, Jose. I'm very excited right there. Okay. Let's get paid in full today. Let's get paid in full. I've got a couple editions that I'm going to rock with. We have horse racing show today with Razor Sharp Picks. So we have a huge schedule ahead of us. At 3 p.m., we have Mr. Gokster's Back Nine. At 4 p.m., we have Babano and CMAC. And then at 7:30 p.m., we have Razor Sharp Picks Horse Racing Show. Razor Sharp Picks Horse Racing Show Wednesday and Thursday. And then Saturday, we're betting horses all fucking day, baby. Right here on Pub Sports Radio. We're going to roll that into the big UFC fight card. So that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. And Cubs 3-0. Come on.
I might have to be a live bet.
Come on, you guys. We told you. Gas told us. He said he loves Tyler Mahle because he is the most predictable pitcher. And there's Donald still predictable Mahle. We have to trust our work and trust our capping and not get too caught up with the market. Now, maybe I don't hit this over 9.5. But if you're telling me the Cubs are going to score 3 runs in the first 2 innings, I'm going to say, ooh, shit, son. Get paid in full, son. All right. On behalf of Jose and I and everybody here, thank you guys so much for all your support and joining us day in and day out. We have no show without all of these great cappers. Donald Still, Lance LaRose, Leo Leon, Big Daddy Boom, a.k.a. Mr. Know-It-All, George Gutierrez, Coco Bongo, Rodney Barton, Ron Crow. Oh, and I didn't, sorry. Yes, spreadsheet play of the day, God, my bad, is the Giants. I thought I had that copied and pasted. I got caught up with my over 3.5.
It's on the bottom of the screen now for those people who missed it.
Perfect.
Giants minus 140.
Spreadsheet play of the day, Giants at minus 140. I can't wait for that game. Lance Thoreau saying Jose having a hair day, and he loves it. Melvin Betances, all of you guys, thank you. Ixnizzle, Real Deal Prime, Helpful Honda, Hector, Piker. Piker says you look like a magician that stayed up too late.
Wow. Thank you. I've never been told that. I appreciate it. I brushed my hair before the show, and everyone seemed to take notice today.
Piker is so funny. Oh, man, Piker is so funny. That's Oh, that got me. Okay, let's get paid in fucking full today. We're gonna let you us out of here. Let's get that cash, baby. Leche. Hey, those bookmakers!
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.